Hey guys, Charlie here. Welcome to update 5 for my World 1 group build. Now, before I actually get into my Sopwith Camel, and just to tell you, I've already finished it. I actually finished it last night. I do apologise for not actually being around from Monday the 11th to Thursday the 14th, because basically I've actually been away. I actually went to my granddad's, not as in the granddad's, as in that place where I did my third update. That's my mum's dad, but we're talking about my dad's dad, and it's actually the same place where I bought my Islari Jaguar. It's just that first time we went, we only had like 2 nights. It was just me and my dad that went the first time, but we decided to go for the second time, just to have more of an extended week, extended holiday, that sort of thing. We had 3 nights, well, yeah, 3 or 4 nights there, from Monday to Friday. And this time we actually brought us along, and we did all sorts of exciting things at our visit to Grandad's. The reason, the fact that I haven't actually been around is because, well, at that time is because really the internet's been extremely bad due to the broadband that wasn't even working, and it was basically because the phone lines around his local village, they were actually disabled, so really they didn't actually work, the BT is the provider for the broadband at his house. My dad was just trying to ring them up, and every time they said that they would actually get it done. They would never ever get round to it, and it's just it's just really frustrating, really, the fact that you just ring these people up, and they really, to be honest, they're just absolutely useless. Whether you're even ringing for a talk or BT, and they hardly even do anything. They're just completely useless, because they say that they just try and fix something about it, and they never just get around to it, and it's just really annoying. It's just one of those really bad services. But yeah, other than that, we actually had a nice time at Grandad's. Tuesday, we actually went out to this aviation museum called Tangmere, which is pretty good. It's a pretty small museum, not really huge, massive amount that I expected, but they did actually have some quite a lot of aircraft around there. Also, I just when I actually went there for my visit, I actually decided to record a few clips, just therefore I can just share this with you guys. So just to tell you, I'm going to be doing a video on that very shortly, at some point. And then Wednesday and Thursday we went out to Worthing and Brighton, so yeah, it's pretty cool actually. I did actually end up getting another model kit, finally enough. But I didn't actually get it for myself. It's actually an early birthday present from my granddad, so it's sort of like a request kind of thing, but he didn't really know anything about it in the first place, because my granddad, he's turning 87 in September, and he just can't really move around very much, really, unfortunately. So yeah, that's that. Just going to show you the early birthday present, which is this very nice model kit, and it's this. It's the Tamiya 148 scale, and it's actually good that I actually bought a slightly different kit, because it's by Tamiya, and I haven't even got a Tamiya kit of the this is a Tamiya 148 scale Focke-Wulf FW190 D9. I've got to say it's got a very nice box art, and I've also looked at the sprues, and they've got some really nice detail. But yeah, if you guys want to see me do a review of this, let me know in the comments. Along with that, I bought something very useful, which is this stuff, Tamiya X20 acrylic thinner, and this, however, is very useful, and I've heard a lot of people use it, and they say that it's actually really good stuff. So that is definitely something I'm going to be using, which I think is going to go really well with my airbrushing and using the Tamiya acrylics, as that's what I'm actually going to be using. But yeah, enough of that. So yeah, so I bought those two. I bought these two things from the same place where I got my Islari Jaguar. So yeah, it's cool. Anyway, onto my Sopwith Camel. I got to say, like I said, I've literally just finished it last night, and I've just been, I managed to do all the rigging, and I've got to say, I reckon, you know, the rigging looks so much better than the rigging on the Fokker Heindecker. But without further ado, let's have a look at this little beauty. So, here she is, ladies and gentlemen, my reveal for the Revell 172nd Sopwith Camel. And if you just look at all the rigging that I've been putting on, I mean, that, I've just got to say, is just it's more than an achievement, I can pretty much say. And I just thought to myself, when I actually finished all the rigging, I just thought to myself, how did I manage to do this? How have I managed to do this? And it's just amazing. It's amazing the way I've just done it. And you could just, can you actually believe a young modeler who's actually been using the capability and potential to actually place all the rigging on one World of One biplane with all that patience, and to put it in the right, correct positions, and it just looks phenomenal. And most of you probably think, whoa, dude, that looks so awesome. I mean, oh my god. Yeah, so I'm sure most of you probably know what I've been using for the rigging. It's actually under here. I actually bought this stuff yesterday. It's not really it wasn't really from a modelling shop, but I know this is going to be a bit unusual to show you what I've been using for all this rigging, but I've actually been using fish wire. Yes, and it's actually this Capelan 0.16 millimeter fish wire, which is right here. My mum bought my mum bought me two of these from this really awesome sports shop called Decathlon. The other one I've got is 0.12 millimeters. So guys, seriously, you know, if you're gonna do something like rigging, or you know, add like an antenna wire onto your aircraft, then my advice is to just go for something that's 0.20 millimeters or less. Just don't go for. I wouldn't. If I were you, I'd just go for something between 20 and 10, really, because if it's going to be less than 10, then it's going to be way too fiddly, really. And if it's going to be less than 10 millimeters, then you probably won't be able to see all the wiring and stuff like that. So, you know. But yeah, other than that, I'm really pleased with my result with the Sopwith Camel, and I reckon, I mean, it's got to look better than my Fokker Eindecker, I must say. It just looks astonishing. It really, really does. So yeah. So right now we're gonna get on to how I've been painting it. Most of the paints I've been using to paint all these, to paint the whole scheme. Some of them Humbrol, some of them are just Humbrol acrylics. Some were Revell acrylics, and one of them was actually a Tamiya acrylic, which was XF 16, which is one of the silver colours, which was that colour there. The chrome red. Well, I think it's the chrome red. The chrome red was Revell acrylic, along with this Revell acrylic here, which is like a wooden sort of brown acrylic. I think I've got it here actually. So yeah, this one here, this is one of the acrylics that you get from one of those Revell starter sets, which is number 382, and it's wood brown. So yeah, and for the underside, I used Humbrol 86, and for all the rods and stuff like that, I was using Humbrol 63. Which is like a desert colour, and then for the olive drab colour, I used Humbrol acrylic number 116, which is US dark green. I think that's what it's called. I'm not 100% sure though, but yes, that. Decals, they did. Some of them went really well actually. Well, actually most of them. And some of them I actually had to place some extra coats of Microsol, just so therefore, you know, it will just stick into the panel lines a lot more, just to give it that realistic effect look, like this, like the RAF Randall here, and also on you see where you got these two circle decals. One of them I had a slight problem with. Although I've got a couple of issues on this one, but they're more like minor issues. You might be able to see, yeah, you can just see on that one there, on the left here, that there's quite a bit of silvering going on, and I was trying my best just to get rid of it. And there's and part of the film just sort of was sort of like just tearing off when I was just trying to rub it with a Q-tip. And then the other one, which isn't as much of a problem as this silvering on a decal, which again is a minor a minor issue. You see where you've got that little piece of rigging right at the bottom there. Rather than it just going on the wing, it's sort of meant to go between the silver and the brown colours. But really, if it wasn't if it wasn't for me sort of cutting it before, then you know that wouldn't have been that would have gone straight into the right position. But yeah, that's that. I've got to say, really, really nice build. Just a brilliant build. It just went really well, and it's just been a really, really successful one, I must say. So yeah, that's that. Oh, and also for these decals here, you know, where you've got the these white and red stripes around the edges. I had to place loads and loads of Microsol, because really, you know, if you just flick them, they would just sort of the actual paper, the decal would just sort of loosen off really. So yeah, that's that. But other than that, Camel the Sopwith Camel, which is one of the most iconic aircraft of World War One. Has just got to be one of my best ones I've done. It really, I mean, it really has been. So yeah, I've really enjoyed building this one, and I'm sure that with my Spad 13, it'll probably be as good as this one. So yes, that. So yeah, we're now going to move on to the what's going on in the group build. So I'm just gonna be doing I'm just gonna be doing a list on what everyone's doing for their entries for our group build. Last time I did an update for this, we only had like 7, but now we've actually got 18 people in now. Some of them have done videos, some of them have just done like entry videos, and they literally just haven't been doing like any update videos on them at all really. So yeah. Right, so we'll start off with Chris and Alex modelling. As I say, Alex is doing Revell 172nd Revell SC5A, and by the way, this isn't the latest boxing. It's actually one of the original boxings that he's doing, because he actually did a inbox review on it, and the plastic was all moulded as a green colour, whereas with the later boxings, they're all moulded in a like a creamy colour. So yeah. And also Alex is actually away on holiday at the moment, so he did actually do a video that saying that once he's actually come back from his holiday, he's going to be starting the SC5A. So yeah, and I think that's the build that he's doing with the body build that he's doing with James Day, because Alex did ask about this body build that him and James Day are doing for my World on group build, but I haven't actually heard from James Day on what sort of kit he's going to be doing. So yeah. And also Alex is also doing another kit along with his dad Chris, and they're both doing a little body build, another body build as well, and they're both going to be doing the 1/28 scale Revell Sopwith Camel, which has a figure of Captain Roy Brown. And another 1/28 scale Revell kit of the Fokker triplane with a figure of Richtofen, which will be interesting. In which case, I think I reckon they're going to look pretty cool with those figures. Sorry. Then we got Tommy Boy scale modelling. He's doing the Rodin's 72nd Bristol F2B. He's done an entry video of it, just showing a review of the kit on the breakdown of it, and in terms of updates, he's only done one update as far as I know, and he actually named his update "Don't Insult Rodins," and he was just sort of explaining why you shouldn't buy Rodin kits and stuff like that, just because it's sort of offending the name Rodin, which is a type of animal. So I think really he's actually had a tough time with his build that he's been doing, because he said that he's not really enjoying his build at the moment, because the kit just, he said that the kit has got like all these really small parts and all these fiddly bits rather, and he's struggling with that. So yeah, I do feel awfully sorry for you, Tom, to say. And then we got Colonel Reb scale models. He's doing the Academy 172nd Sopwith Camel, and the only thing that he's literally done is an entry video for it. So, but he did that ages ago. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what his camel is going to be like as a result, compared to my Revell Sopwith Camel. And then as Making Models 81, as in Sean, Susan, if you guys haven't, if you guys don't know Making Models 81, he's a pretty good builder. He's around in his 20s, but you know, if you haven't seen him, do check out his channel. He's doing the Revell 172nd Fokker Decker, which is the same kit that I've got. And again, he did do an update video. I think it was either his August or his July update. There was one point in his update where he was actually showing his entry, and that's literally all he was doing for my World 1 group build in that update. And then there's Adrian Short. Adrian. He's doing the Meng 135th scale French FT17 light tank, and I've got to say he's done an entry video for it again, and it looks like a really nice kit actually. And I've got to say I've never actually seen anything like that sort of tank before used in World War 1, and really the only sort of tanks that I knew really before the FT17, before I knew the FT17 was the British tanks, as in the male and the female. But yeah, I've got to say I've not actually seen anything, any sort of light tank like that one before, I must say. But he was going through it. He did a review. He did a review of it, and it looks it does actually look like a really nice kit. So I'm sure that you know, I'm sure that he'll do really well with that one. And it's also got like a plastic sort of diorama base that comes with the kit as well. So yeah. And then we've got this guy called Dick Beer. For those of you who don't know him in the modelling community, he mainly does like Warhammer, but at the moment, for my group build, he's doing two kits. They're both by MHA 172nd, which is some sort of modelling brand that I've not even heard of. And he's doing well, he's doing two tanks, but one of them his son's actually doing, and those are the male and female tanks. He's done update videos for him, and the last update video I saw for his tanks, I think he's finished painting them, but he's going to start like, oh no, sorry, the last video that he did was where he was talking about his weathering and the sort of weathering that he's going to use and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's cool. And then we got a Full Moon drummer, Martin. He's going to be doing two kits, because lately he's actually done a channel update where he's just been going through all these things that he actually got on this huge massive parcel, and he actually got three kits. One of them he's just started right now, which is the FX 172nd Douglas C47. But yeah, the other two kits that he's purchased online are two 148 scale Edward kits, and they're both the DH4 and the Fokker D7. Now the DH4 that he actually purchased is actually the same one as Alex Modelling did, and I've got to say Alex Modelling did an absolute cracking job on it. So yeah, those two kits he's going to be doing, because he said that he's going to He's going to be doing those 2 kits for the World War group builds, which will be good. Then we've got Jake Cutter. Hello, Steve. He's doing the Revell 72nd Albatross, and the last update video that he did, he's just applied the 2 fuselage halves together. So that's pretty much what he's done to the kit. Yeah, it's cool. Fokker D21, he's actually doing the same kit that I've just finished, which is again the 72nd Sopwith Camel. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I think it's a Sopwith Camel. Reason being is because he hasn't done a video on this or anything else like that. He's just been telling me on Google Hangouts that he's going to be doing the same kit for the Sopwith Camel that I've got for my World War group build, and he did say that he would do something for it. So yeah. And then we got this guy called Neen Curbs, who is again doing the same kit as Jake Cutter is, which is the Revell 72nd Albatross, and the last update that he did for it, he's actually done a really nice job on the painting stage, and I've got to say, the way he's just painted it, it looks pretty cool, and looks very nice as well. Yeah, it's cool. And then we've got Old Git, who's doing the Academy 172nd Sopwith Camel. Again, it's the same kit that Colonel Rope Scale Models is doing, and he did like a update video on this, saying that he would do the Academy 172nd Sopwith Camel, but he hasn't done any updates yet. So yeah, I think really that's fine. And then we got another guy called Dave the Bartender, who is again doing the same kit as Adrian, which is the Meng 135th scale French FT-17 light tank. It's just that the one that he's doing is the cast turret version, which is more like a rounded sort of turret, and the boxing's a lot different than compared to the kit that Adrian Short has. So yeah, Jim Parashakis. He's doing the Zvezda 172nd scale, German infantry set, as he did a video showing his entry for Greg Huff's World group build, not recently, but quite a while on ago now. So yeah, and then we've got Starring Panzer, who's doing the FX 72nd handy page 0 to 400, which is actually a kit that I was going to do for this group build, but I decided not to do it because really it's something that I unfortunately I'm not going to get round to. I'm not going to have time to complete really, so yeah, that's that. Yeah, because all he's done for this his entry is that he's done a review for it, like a proper inbox review for it. So yeah, and then we've got Mod Art 633, and he's doing the ICM 135th scale German infantry assault set, and I think. Yeah, I think he was showing that in his first update for this group build, and he was also showing a couple of other builds that he actually did way back in the past, which are both by a Revell 72nd. He did those previous kits that he did, which are both World War I kits, were the SC5A and the Fokker DR1 triplane. I've got to say he's done a pretty good job on those two kits that he did beforehand. So yeah, but I'm not actually seeing anything from the infantry assault set or whatever. And also in his second update, he's actually done a mail tank which apparently just sort of appeared out of nowhere, like into the video, as you know, he hasn't been telling us what sort of scale or brand it is. I think it looks more like 176. I think, I'm not 100% sure, and he's gonna sort of put it on like a huge, massive sort of diorama base. So yeah. And then we've got this guy called David Nichols, who has been doing this little set of Highland infantry figures, and his video that he did for these figures is like a little final reveal video, and the figures don't really look very realistic, but they look sort of like, you know, like animated figures. You know, if you know what I mean by that, I just mean like figures sort of converted into like animated characters, if you know what I mean. And the way he's just pulled that out is that he's been using so much precision, so much detail towards these figures, and he's done a really good job. I gotta say, he's done a very good job on that. And then we got Frankie Day. Oh, hi there, Frankie. And he's doing something pretty unusual. I mean, it's not often you actually see one of these kits, but it's a whack of a scale of 1/33rd, and this kit is the whack 1/33rd scale, and Saldo A1 Bai or something. I don't know how to pronounce that. And it's an aircraft that I've not even heard of, actually. And this kit that he's going to be doing, it's like one of the, it's like it comes in a few sheets of different parts that to just sort of fold and glue and everything else like that. You know, like one of those 3D paper models. So yeah, that's what he's going to be doing. And then UK Scale Modeler is going to be doing the Revell 1 to 3/50th scale SMS Emden. And the reason how I know this is because he's been telling me about this on Google Hangouts. So yeah. And last but not least, Greg Huff, who doesn't really count as someone joining in, as he's actually the host for this group build, he's been working on the Airfix 76 scale female tank, and I've got to say he's done a very good job on it. He's finished painting it, and he's also done a little bit of weathering on it, and the way he's done that is just absolutely fantastic. And he's going to be doing another kit as well, which is going to be the Revell 1/72nd Sopwith triplane, which will be pretty good to see. So yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Greg Huff, I think he's still on holiday. I should probably think, which is why he hasn't really been doing like any sort of videos recently about our group build. And the last update that he did for our group build, surprisingly, he's actually been a bit more naughty, and he's actually started doing his entries for his group build a few days before the actual start date for this group build, which is it's okay. It's not a huge, massive, big deal anyway. We've gone over that date now, so yeah. Anyway, so that's it, guys. That's everyone that is participating in our group build so far. If I missed anybody out, I do apologise. Yeah, if you're also taking part in the group build, just let me know if you're sort of starting to get into it and participate in this group build, or you know, if I've missed you out, just let me know in the comments. So Yes, cool. So that's basically where we are up to date. So yeah, now for my third entry, which is going to be for my 172nd Sopwith, no, not Sopwith, SPAD 13. I'm not going to start it straight away. I'm literally just going to give my World War 1 group build a little bit of a break, because really I've got another build to be getting on with, and I haven't actually been doing anything on this kit for a while. And it's actually this little, and it's actually this lovely looking aircraft right here, which is the de Havilland Mosquito. I actually did an update video on this, not recently, but quite a while ago, which was sort of around the beginning of the holidays. So yeah, that's basically that. And then once I get the de Havilland Mosquito done, I'm going to be I'm going to start working on my my third and last entry for my group build. Because really, lately I haven't been doing anything much at all to my de Havilland Mosquito, really. So yeah, I'm literally just gonna sort of get on with it, just try and get it done, and just make the best out of it as best as I can, as best as possible. So really, you know, I've just got to paint it, and then place all the parts on, including the canopy. Well, before that, just painting it, and then a couple or 3 coats of clear, and then decals, and then afterwards, last but not least, I'm going to be adding a bit of antenna wire from here to this little thing here, and I'm also going to be adding a wash onto this kit. So yeah, I reckon this is going to look. I reckon this is going to look like a really good build for me, actually. So yeah. So yeah, anyway, that's it, guys. This is just an update on my World War 1 group build, basically. So yeah. Anyway, guys, take care of yourselves. Happy modelling. Stay safe. Have fun. What you do. And I shall see you on my next video. Alright. Guys, take care of yourself. Happy modelling. Alright. Bye.